Hello and welcome to the video. Before we get started, if you'd like to provide input on future content and get our weekly newsletter, click on our survey. The link will be below. We also have a report on Ethereum 2, along with a bonus report on why you should learn Solidity now. Again, the link will be below. Now on to the video, and thank you. Okay, so today we're going to kind of wrap up this section of things we've been working on with the Fair Launch. Of course, they go through in the instructions, the get and the node and all that. And so we already have. And what we're going to do, we have our account. It's probably a good idea to check the config to make sure that everything is set how we think it is. So that's Solana config.get. It's using the right config. It's going to the right network. It's going to the right account. So this looks good. This looks good. I think it may come back. No, well, that's interesting. Came back from the same. Let me get my account number and try it that way, because sometimes I've noticed it hasn't exactly been accurate. So I think I can just do this. That looks more like it. I'm not sure where it's getting this from, but this is correct. And the next thing you got to do to create a fair launch. Now, first of all, what is a fair launch? A fair launch, according to their discussion, is a protocol in which minters and prospective buyers can bid on the price of an NFT they're willing to pay in a range that's determined by the creator. Okay. So the creator says, I want this in this range, and that determines the fair launch. So to create a fair launch, we have this command. You're going to the account, you're going to DevNet, fees, start and end, start date, end date. So I am going to update it a little bit because I think I have an end date. I'm going to do let's go. I'm going to change the date to like the 10th of January, 2022. And for the phase 2 end, phase 1 end. Let's see if this is going to, don't know if this is going to work, whether it's going to like it. So I just changed the date, I changed the location of the account and so on, the things that you would think you'd have to change. So let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, I didn't give it the right path, because we have been doing things a full path. So let's see. That looks right better. Can't find it because it's looking off of the home directory rather than where I actually put it, because home directory, that first disk can get not that big. and I threw a much bigger disk in here. So let's see what it's going to do. All right, so we did it. It created our Fair Launch, gave us an answer. We want to save that. Always want to, when you're testing this stuff, save this, because you will probably need it later. So let's put it in my little notepad. All right. So we got the right thing, and now we want to see what's going on. They have this command here. So let me set this up. Obviously, we can't do a direct copy because we have a different account location, a different command location, and all that. So I'm going to just get that straightened out and make sure that we got everything. And this is changing, make sure the right name of the key pair file and the right name of the launch that we just created. So I'm going to swap the address there for the address of what we just did, and hopefully this will work and we'll be able to see what we got. And what doesn't it like? Okay. I've got the, got something wrong. I got Metaplex 3 times. So let's get rid of that third Metaplex and it should work, hopefully. With this stuff, it's always hopefully. Alright, this is looking better. There we go. And token mint, treasury mint, authority, so it's talking about when it's starting, number of tickets sold, number, so obviously no one bought a ticket. And let's see what update is. Update's the next thing. Oh, that's if you want to. This is going to change. This is if you want to change what we originally did. Now, unclear to me how you'd actually bid on it, and maybe see if it did anything in the I do have the actual Metaplex running, so let's see what we got here. If it had any impact whatsoever. And I gotta go get my password again. So we're gonna switch to a different browser so I can collect that. Not that it, I mean, this is not an account with anything real. Password managers are a great thing. They allow you to keep track of your stuff and have complex passwords, have different passwords. So let's see. Explore. What's does explore? Live, let's see, ended. Let's see, live. Let's see if there's any live. No. And so it doesn't seem to be doing anything here. And doesn't seem to be doing, let's see if it does anything here. Oh, it's trying to go to the same. Let's take this to 3001. Alright. Because that's where our candy machine is at. And so I'm not sure how one actually bids on this, to be quite honest. We successfully set it up. Once we gave it the command in the right place, you can see it's going. Looks like phase 1 starts, phase 1 ends, so we're in phase 1, number of tokens. I'm not sure where it gets that from. Oh, probably because of the command where I created it. I would imagine there's something like, let's see something. We can probably do something like this. Let's see, copy. I'm going to see if I can do a help here. So, send, create dummy payments, set participation, withdraw funds, show ticket. How do you buy a ticket? Punch ticket. That might be purchase ticket. So that's how you would control this. So this is, you got your little CLI here. And my guess is you can do an interface by calling these same way the CLI does. And you'd have to go through the code to figure that out. Now, looking at these other two, this can easily be changed. We're dealing with JavaScript here. So if you look at, let's see, gotta be source somewhere here. Alright, let's see what we got in terms of directory. Node mod packages. Now, what you'd want to do if you're working on these is bring the code into something like MS Code so that you can search for things and find what you're looking for, see all the code at once, and make your changes. You know, like you probably want to change the name. You may want to change it to my store. You may want to change the background. You may want to, you know, put a logo in here. There's a lot, you know, this is just, you know, typical web programming, and here's your candy machine. You can change the name from Candy Time to, again, this is just a very simple UI here. So that's the beauty of this. They give you the basics, all the you know, the innards, everything you need, and then you do have the freedom to change the design to suit you. So anyway, that is pretty much completes this particular series of discussions. Tomorrow we're going to discuss. I'm going to discuss plans for 2022 and how we're going to be doing things that what I'd like to do, and we'll get into this more tomorrow, is incorporate both sides, the creative and the technical, because there is a lot of interest in how do you do this stuff. But there's also, okay, so I can make NFTs. How do I make something creative that maybe someone will want to buy? I mean, obviously, unless you're Beeple or Mike Winkleman, you probably won't, or someone at that level, you're probably not going to get huge amounts of coin. But if you do something nice, someone may be willing to pay a little bit of money for it if you do something very creative. And the tools out there now, between Cinema, between Houdini, and then you get to put it together. You things like, if you don't want to, if you like Adobe tools, you can use those. They have a complete set of tools. DaVinci Resolve is very, very popular as well. There's also, for putting things together, Nuke, which is used more for bigger projects, but it's kind of a fun thing to know. They're not, in terms of their processes, as customer friendly in terms of doing licenses and things like that. They have done a lot, and it's a great little, very, very powerful. I mean, it's like in DaVinci Resolve you have Fusion. Well, this is like Fusion on steroids, okay? And that's one reason I'm actually in the process of learning it. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will speak to you next time. Take care.